Back to India now. New Delhi hosted an important visitor today, Sri Lanka's President Ranil Wickremesinghe. He met Prime Minister Narendra Modi, also President Draupadi Murmu. This was Wickremesinghe's first trip to India after taking office as president. As always, two parts to it: the results and the politics. The results can be divided into three: connectivity, energy, finance. India and Sri Lanka have agreed to resume passenger ferry services. They will also increase the number of flights. One decision that stands out is a land bridge. Now, as you know, India and Sri Lanka are separated by water. The distance at one point is only 50 kilometers, 50. The idea is to link them. Both sides have agreed to conduct feasibility studies. So that's connectivity. Now to energy. An oil pipeline is being proposed between India and Sri Lanka. It is expected to cost around $4 billion. Now, pipelines are better than ships. They cost less and are more reliable for trading oil. India also agreed to pump more money into the Trincomalee tank farm. It's located in northern Sri Lanka. The plan is to turn it into a massive industrial and energy hub. Finally, economic cooperation. Sri Lanka had decided to use the rupee for bilateral trade. They will also use the UPI now. That's India's online payment system. So some important deals and decisions. But beyond that, what was the mood in New Delhi? A bit frosty, I would say. Wickremesinghe took charge in July last year. He had to wait 1 year, one whole year to visit India. Normally, Sri Lankan presidents do not take that long. Look at Wickremesinghe's predecessor, Gotabaya Rajapaksa. He took charge as president in November 2019. Within days, India's foreign minister paid him a visit. By the end of the month, Gotabaya had also flown to New Delhi. So 1 year is a long wait, and it tells you a story. The story of how India-Sri Lanka relations have changed. There is a new elephant in the room, or rather, a dragon. Wickremesinghe says his country will be neutral between India and China. Neutrality may sound okay for China, but for India, it is a downgrade. Colombo has historically been their sphere of influence, India's sphere of influence. But in the last decade, the dynamic has changed. Around 20% of Sri Lanka's external debt is to China. What's worse, they're playing hardball. All other lenders are negotiating together with Colombo, but not China. They say, let's settle this bilaterally. These loans and investments give China a lot of clout. Consider what happened last year. A Chinese spy vessel docked at the Hambantota port. India objected to this voyage, but Sri Lanka was powerless to stop it. So security and strategy are two big worries for India. Prime Minister Modi emphasized on this. Listen to this.
हमारा मानना है कि भारत और श्रीलंका के सुरक्षा हित और विकास एक दूसरे से जुड़े रहे हैं और इसलिए यह आवश्यक है कि हम एक दूसरे की सुरक्षा और संवेदनाओं को ध्यान में रखते हुए साथ मिलकर काम करें.
And how did Wickremesinghe respond to this? He said nothing about security. The Sri Lankan president was more focused on other things like economic cooperation and connectivity.
I believe that my visit to India has provided an opportunity to review our bilateral relationship, leverage the strength of geographical and civilization links, reinforce trust and confidence for our future prosperity in the modern world.
Where does this relationship go from here? Well, until last year, Sri Lanka was moving into China's grasp. The Rajapaksa brothers saw to that. But the protests gave India an opportunity. New Delhi gave financial aid worth $4 billion. The optics were good. China, the dangerous lender, and India, the helpful neighbor. But 1 year on, China has not disappeared from the island. In fact, they're back with a vengeance. In the month of May this year, a Chinese company bagged an important deal. They're developing a port complex in Colombo. So Sri Lanka's business with China is far from over. They may not like it, but they need that money. What can India do to counter this? For starters, the $4 billion assistance is history. We can't keep talking about it. Sri Lanka needs more investments and loans to reset their economy. But is India willing to splurge? Some of the deals signed today do signal some willingness. India is looking to invest in core infrastructure, things like connectivity and energy. But don't expect instant results. This is likely to be a long game of influence because Sri Lanka cannot abandon China overnight. And given the right investments and support, it could eventually happen. Also, India has something China does not have: long-standing people-to-people ties, centuries of shared culture, even religious links. If New Delhi can leverage that, things may speed up.